What's up, guys? Today's going to be part 1 of my independent rear suspension conversion for my 99 Ranger. I already got the tires off, the axle's sitting on a floor jack, and the frame's being held up at roughly around 17 inches, and I held that for the ride height. That's resting height with the tires on, nothing supporting the frame, so that I can put the IRS under here and set everything up so that this thing will ride at original ride height with the new suspension. I'm going to start by disconnecting the drive shaft at the differential. Now I got my drive shaft disconnected and I got it held up with a jack stand. A note to removal: put the e-brake on, so that'll help you hold the axle still while turning bolts. Next up is to remove or disconnect this e-brake cable. So I got it off. If you have a pair of clamps and patience, you can use channel locks to disconnect the line. Next up, we gotta disconnect this brake hose and the speed sensor in the rear end. Now that we got the speed sensor disconnected and the brake hose disconnected from the axle, we now got to feed the e-brake cables through the frame. That way they won't hinder us from pulling the axle out when we disconnect the rest of the bolts supporting it. Show you a nice trick to get this part of the e-brake cable out. You take a wrench just a little smaller than it, and you run it around in a circle to get all the pins to go to release the cable. And there you go. Now we're going to disconnect the shocks. We're going to disconnect them at the top, not the bottom, just leave them on the axle. Then we'll disconnect the leaf springs at both ends. Now that we got the leaf springs disconnected and the shocks disconnected, we can drag it out from underneath the truck. Now the leaf springs, as they are, will get in the way of coming out. But if you slide it back just slightly, just enough to where the front of the leaf springs will miss this mount, then you can drop the back of the leaf spring down and lift this one up, and then basically shimmy it out. Got the mess cleaned up, rear end's out from under here. Stay tuned for part 2 of the rear suspension conversion, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share for future content.